Okay. Yes, yes. Here's Dean.
We rolling? We ready? Cool. There is a revolution awaiting warriors. I recognize many righteous soldiers. I will fight with you or alone. Like the king I am, reclaim my throne. See, I don't wait for your recognition. I just fire upon you with verbal ammunition. Me, one, I speak for myself and nobody else. Because every one of you has a voice. To speak or not, it is your choice, but silence is not golden. Silence is the truth, stolen. And stealing of the truth is exactly what they do to the youth. Miseducation, relative deprivation, misleads young minds' motivation. We've got dealers, hustlers, living in bullet time. Their lives could end in the space of this rhyme. See, they get all the attention, while the good, we get no mention. Leaving young boys growing up with no direction, no protection on his erections, sowing his seeds, but not fulfilling their needs. And young girls left to raise children alone. No job and kicked out of home on the benefit system, where you fill in forms and no one listens. So please, listen up when I speak. How many homeless have you seen this week just begging for change? I said begging for change. Don't just be a sympathizer. See through the mist, be a realizer. See what has been done to brother, sister, daughter, son. The revolution is gonna come. The revolution begins with one, but one is much stronger if they listen to those who've lived longer. So listen to the wisdom of the elders. Then one for tell you if you want to know. When's the last time you saw your grandma or grandfather? It's time to go with an open heart and a loving soul. As a community, as a whole. Because there's so much to be told. You think the elders lost it because they got old. No, they just stopped sharing because we stopped caring. But if you are now prepared to hear, the revolution may begin this year. Go forth with what you've been told. Tell young girl she's worth more than gold. Tell young boy what a man's about. Because the truth no whisper. The truth does shout. Because we are the revolution. We are the solution. We hold the key. And it begins with you and me. We are the revolution. We are the solution. We hold the key. And it begins with unity. Thank you. All right. Hello.
We went to uni in the same town. I'm pretty cultured too.
You are very cultured. All right, I'm Dean Atta. That poem is called Revolution. The next poem I'm going to do for you was a request from Hyper Frank. So this one's called Young, Black and Gay. Check it out. My people are many and few, subdivisions of me and you. Substantial people sometimes called subhuman. Negroes, faggots and all the youths them. Don't think your rights came overnight. So many people had to fight to gain anything like equality. Cool. I'll start again. My people are many and few, subdivisions of me and you. Substantial people sometimes called subhuman. Negroes, faggots and all the youths them. Don't think your rights came overnight. So many people had to fight to gain anything like equality. We ain't there yet, but we're gonna be. Institutions instigate internal indignation. We brought up and betrayed by this nation. Isms and schisms of my Babylon home have held this king back from his throne. But you can fight the system from within. Yes, you can befriend sinners and still not sin. See me? I went to university. Not even the first in my family. I'm from a long line of scholars. Trace me back to Greece and Africa, through Cyprus and Jamaica. I don't write to be pretentious, but my vocab and vision leave you defenseless. Trying hard to avoid the cliches, but everything worth saying's been said these days. I'm ironic and yet I'm so on it. So if you want to test me, let me hear your phonics. I'm not a battle MC. I'm a community defender. Young, black and gay. You best remember. Cool. All right. This is fun and bizarre experience. Cameras in my face, people around the corner. It's going out, and yeah, it's a great to be here. Thanks for having me. The next poem I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sit for it. Is that cool? Yeah, we ready? All right. So this one I wrote in January. at the time of the Stephen Lawrence trial, when his killers were convicted and then sentenced. So I wrote it that same day of their conviction, and I put it out on the internet. And it was my reaction to the case and also to other things I feel passionately about. It's called I Am Nobody's Nigger. So if your ears are easily offended, here it is. Rappers, when you use the word nigger, remember, that's one of the last words Stephen Lawrence heard. So don't tell me it's a reclaimed word. I am nobody's nigger, so please let my ancestors rest in peace, not turn in their graves in Jamaican plantations or the watery graves of the slave trade, thrown overboard into the Middle Passage just for insurance claims. They were chained up on a boat, as many as they could manage and stay afloat, stripped of dignity and all hope, awaiting their masters and European names. But the sick and the injured were dead weight to toss, and Lloyd's of London would cover that cost. I am nobody's nigger, so you can tell Wheezy and Drake that they made a mistake. I am nobody's nigger now, so you can tell Kanye and Jigga I am not a nigger in Paris. I'm not a nigger in London. I'm not a nigger in New York. I'm not a nigger in Kingston. I'm not a nigger in Accra or a nigger with attitude in Compton, because I don't want to be called your nigger. How were you raised on Public Enemy and still became your own worst enemy? You killed hip-hop and resurrected headless zombies that can't think for themselves or see where they're going or quench the bloodlust because there's no blood flowing in their hearts, just in the streets. They don't give a damn. As long as they're eating, their hearts ain't beating. They're as cold as ice, bling. Because they would put money over everything. Money over self-respect or self-esteem, or empowering the youth to follow their dreams. Stacking paper because it's greater than love, it seems. Call me nigger because you're scared of what brother means. To know that we share something unspeakable. To know that as high as we rise, we are not seen as equal. To know that racism is institutional thinking. And that nigger is the last word you heard before a lynching. Thank you. How am I doing for time?
You're good.
We good? All right, cool. All right, this one is called Therapy. It's for everyone who's kind of struggling to figure out what they're doing in life, whether it's to do with work or to do with your artistic side or just where the hell we're going with our lives. I know I was having a chat to Purple and we can relate on some things, you know what I mean? She's on next and she's amazing, so I can't wait for you to see Purple Ferdinand. Before that, this is my piece, Therapy. My name's Dean Atta, and it goes like this. This is not supposed to be therapy. I go to therapy on Wednesdays. Being on stage is my getaway, or hitting the dance floor on a Saturday. I try to stay home on Sundays because if I'm lucky, Mum will make Sunday lunch. Roast chicken and potatoes or rice and peas. And Mummy, don't forget the plantain. Yes, I know, she spoils me. I'm supposed to be happy, because most would be if they were this lucky. I'm supposed to be the one living his dreams, the one that they envy and aspire to be like. I'm supposed to inspire, but I cry out. I'm supposed to give hope, but I'm so full of doubt. I'm supposed to know exactly what I'm doing and precisely where I'm going because I am a leader, right? I'm supposed to have the answer, or at least ask the right questions. I'm supposed to be cruising in the fast lane, but I feel so pedestrian. He gave me this notebook to write in. I'm not supposed to tell anyone, but forget what I'm supposed to do. I've always done what I'm supposed to. I was supposed to get my GCSEs, A-levels, and a degree. Check 1, check 2, and yes, check 3. A whole bunch of B's and C's and a 2-1 in my degree. English and philosophy. So what else was I equipped to be but some kind of writer? Well, I'm pretty good with kids. I could have been a teacher. But even my favorite at school, Mr. Rattigan, told me, never, ever become a teacher. My granddad always asks me, when are you going to go back to your studies? He tells our family back in Cyprus that I'm a professor, Dr. Dean Atta. But I'm far from a doctor. My only PhD is a player-hating degree. But I don't stay put long enough for you to hate on me. See, supposedly I'm a poet, /playwright, /artistic associate, /creative director, /confused.com. Online searching for my ID. On Facebook faking familiarity. Retweeting at you, #complete me. BBM me. Befriend me. See, this iPhone is not my phone, it's a loan of identity. Because I can be whoever and whatever I want to be. With the right accessory. By any app necessary. I'm supposed to be grateful for all this freedom, free to grab opportunities where I see them because most just let things pass them by, fixated on money, trapped by responsibility, or bound by their apathy. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond imagination. I believed that the first time I heard it, and I still do. But am I supposed to be afraid? Because I'm not. I don't need words from the page to reach out and hug me, comfort me or tell me that they love me. I just need them to tell the truth. Because I'm supposed to be here, and I'm supposed to do this. And no, this isn't therapy, but it sure feels good to me to be sharing this with you. Thank you. One more? Wicked. All right. Cool. This is going to be my final one. So this one is one of my favorite poems that I've written. It's called Key to the City. It's about London and the harsh realities of London. The Olympics is a harsh reality. All right, and this poem, goes like this. Your minds are the lock and my words are the key, fitting to open you up with a little story about this boy named John. He's on the streets of your ends. It don't matter where he came from. See, he ain't got the key to the city. He ain't even got a key to a front door. He thought London would be pretty, but he soon found out that it was raw. He's run away from a broken home and the care system. He's been gone 6 months and still no one has missed him. The only friend he ever had was this girl named Melissa. Everywhere he goes, he carries her picture. She was like his sister, his mother, his lover. And when he kissed her, she was his world. But then she got fostered and left the children's home. The staff told him to forget her, let her go, leave her alone. They said that her location was confidential information. He wrote letters to be passed on, but they never reached their destination. All he knew is that she came to London, so he decided to follow. But when he landed, he found himself stranded with nowhere to go. His passion and hasty decision turned into months of regret and sorrow. His lost love pained him like a sickness, so he sought out street pharmacists. He quickly became addicted, but found no fix as good as love's sweet kiss. And John approached me at the bus stop just last week. I admit I judged him before he even started to speak. He said, "Give me some money." And I said, "No." I said, "I know where that money's going to go." He said, "Please, bruv, I'm hungry." I said, "I'll buy you a sandwich then." He said, "No, I don't want that." I said, "Fine, I'll get you some chicken and chips." He said, "No, I'm a vegetarian, yeah?" I said, "Well, then I'll buy you a salad." He said, "Look, I just want the money, yeah? I just want the money." I said, "Well, I just want many things, but beggars can't be choosers." He said, "No, I ain't a beggar, bruv. I ain't a beggar." And I said, "Well, then I beg you, bruv, just move on." And that was the last I ever saw of John. But I thought about him all day long. See, I felt a bit ashamed and a little bit guilty, but mostly I felt lucky. Because although I don't have the key to the city, I got keys to houses in Wembley, Stonebridge, Harlesden, Cyprus, from northwest London to the Mediterranean. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. I've been to Paris, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Egypt, and you know what? It's all the same. Just people on a hustle, locked in a city mind state. Businessmen and men in the business of making a profit at all costs. Career women and women whose careers are taking all their clothes off. School kids and kids getting schooled by the streets, used by the streets, abused by the streets, confused by these streets, and they're portraying in music and on TV. See me, I'm from North Wheezy, but I'm not on Channel U repping ends. And I don't roll with a crew, just a few close friends. I make moves on my Oyster card, I don't drive a Benz. I've got £10 in my pocket until the week ends. I speak on Facebook because T-Mobile locked off my phone. But my friends come check me still, see I'm never alone. But this city can be lonely. That's why youths roll with crews. And this city can be dangerous. That's why many carry tools. See, all they want is comfort and protection. But all they get is stigma and rejection. Then they get locked up for one stupid mistake and they're caught in a cycle so hard to break. Either in and out of prison or on and off the junk. Or both in many cases. And John, he's well on his way. His story is one of many misguided youths and runaways. See, John went on to get some money later on that night. He jumped a girl in an alley. Taking advantage of the lack of light, he grabbed her from behind and put a knife to her neck. He hadn't done this before. He was a desperate and nervous wreck. He told her not to move, but for some reason she tried to turn around. His knife ran her through, and he dropped her, face down on the ground. He took her purse, bought his medicine and forgot the whole day, while his lost love, Melissa, lay bleeding in an alleyway. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Shouts to Dean Atta. Yeah. Tell us what you got coming up, Dean, and where people can find you.
I've got an EP coming out at the end of the month called Love or Money, and you'll be able to download that for free off of my website, deanatta.co.uk. That's deanatta.co.uk. So check that out. That's 5 tracks with music. So my poetry, working with some amazing musicians. So check that out. And find all my other information on that website as well. Wicked. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. Cheers for being here. I was like, imagine if you just given John £1, that poem would been really short.